Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. I'm back in Los Angeles, so no more beautiful vistas of sequoias, etc., etc. And we're working on our after poems. We worked on the Bible poem yesterday, and that was difficult. You had to think in a way that maybe made you uncomfortable, maybe not. I don't know. Today we're going to work on a Scott Creeley poem. What, you may ask, is a Scott Creeley poem? Some of you know Scott, and I don't know if you know his style very well. One of his themes that he returns to is his love of place, and the place that he loves is the Inland Empire, where he grew up and he lives, and he never really left. Even though he went to Long Beach State, he still lived in the Inland Empire. Anyway, so this is going to be a love letter to a place while seeing it as it really is, right? He doesn't make up things about the Inland Empire. Inland Empire is in some ways really terrible, in some ways really wonderful, as is almost every place, you know. And so he sees it for what it is, but that doesn't mean he doesn't love it. And this is going to be your place as well. Now, where do you live? I don't know. Gene, you live in Oakland. I've heard a lot of bad things about Oakland, but I've heard great things too. A lot of the great things I've heard from you. So what does that look like? How do those two things come together? If I were going to do this, I'm not sure exactly where I come from, because Ann and I move around a lot. So I guess maybe I'd say West Covina. It's where I lived the longest. I lived there for 20 years about, growing up. And so what is West Covina? What's the good of it? What's the bad? The good is the safety of it. And there's people there that I like, and it's as a kid you couldn't have chosen really a safer place in Los Angeles to grow up. In fact, it was one of the only places during the riots of 1991 that didn't have a curfew because there were no riots going on, which is interesting. The bad of it, it's also dull, it's boring. There's a kind of institutional racism that happens there. There's I see it now. I realize what some of the city fathers are doing is city planners are doing is having sections designated high crime, high sexual exploitation areas to help fund the rich areas. And I just, when I saw that happening, it was just shocking, and it made me angry. That kind of thing. Okay, and so people living there, and it's also boring, in a lot of ways. It's just suburbs, and there's not a lot going on. We tried to open a literary festival there. They let us do it for 1 year, and they just didn't want it anymore, because there's not a lot of interest in that kind of thing. Anyway, that's my city. That's where I come from. Where do you come from? And what is the good and what is the bad? When you've got that, put that down below, and I'll see you tomorrow in 30 Days Until Done.